Smileys Plastering, providing award-winning plastering and rendering services for over 25 years. I will handle everything from a small repair to a whole commercial building inside and out. Get a free quote day or night and every job gets a Smileys touch. Give us a call on 0417 730 926 or visit the website smileysplastering.com.au.
Mark Knowles, thank you very much for letting me into your house. And I'm going to start with the fact that you are the Kookaburra captain, but tell us the story how that came to be.
Yeah, being the captain or the sole captain at the moment, at the end of 2013 we had a change. I was part of the leadership group, a part of 5 leadership group from 2009. At the end of 2013 or towards the end of 2013, Rick came to me and he said that they were thinking about getting a change. He thought we needed a fresh, new approach. He said it wasn't that the leadership group wasn't working, he just said he didn't feel like it was working as well as it could have. When I look back now, I agree with him. I think the 5 of us captains were probably only doing the job at about 20% each because we didn't want to step on each other's toes. We didn't know the message that was going to come the next day. Oh, I'm only captain today, but not for another 5 games. It was a weird, bit of a weird feeling. So Rick said he just thought we needed a bit of sharpness, a bit of really strong leadership from one person from the top.
So why did he pick you?
I think for me, leadership is something that I've always worked on, but I think at the time, at the end of 2013, I was starting to play a really good hockey. I was playing at a consistent level, and the biggest thing for me was he just said, you're a leader on and off the field. He said the way you train, the way you lead yourself outside of hockey and the way you're playing at the moment shows that you're the person that we want for the job. It was a really nice conversation, but it was really, really difficult. Obviously 4 of my best mates, Liam DeYoung, Jamie Dwyer, Eddie Ockenden and Fergus Kavanagh, who I'd played with all for 5 to 10, 12, 13, 15 years for a couple of them, were in the leadership group. And it was a great recognition, I think, of where I was at, and I was very, very proud. I still am, but it was really difficult because those guys, it was kind of like they were being kicked out. That wasn't what Rick wanted, but it felt a little bit like that for me, having to go from sharing it to being on my own. So.
You say a natural leader, but what's that mean?
Oh, I think for me, it's about being a strong voice. I didn't have any concerns about some other players' feelings and having to do the right thing or say the right thing just to make people happy. I think Rick was really keen for me to be a strong leader and not just be a yes man. So maybe that was at the stage. He also said that he really felt that I could handle the pressure if anyone was going to do it on their own. He said he felt that I was in a good stage of my career to be able to do it on my own. Now I didn't know that because I'd never done it on my own before. But yeah, the biggest thing and the message he left me with when he did it was he said, you can talk as much as you like, you can run after training, you can get to training early, all of that is fine. But he said the biggest thing that you need to do is you need to play well as the captain. And he said, if you're not playing well and if you're not performing in the matches, people just won't listen to you. And he said, that's the biggest thing for me. And if I think of anything of my leadership so far in the 3 years that I've done it is the expectation and the performance level that I was able to put in at the World Cup 6 months after that was at a very high level, and I'm really proud, I think, of the way that I handled that, but I think also how the group changed quite significantly, quite quickly in that lead up to the World Cup. So
what do you actually do on the field as the captain? Is team talk beforehand? You take the players out? If you're 2-0 down at half time, what do you do? Those sorts of things.
Yeah, I think for me it's about being in the moment all the time. Obviously I play as the sweeper role in the centre of defence, so I'm always in the middle of the field. I get a really good view of the game. I'm able to pick up some momentum shifts probably quicker than a guy who's up in the forward line, who's not seeing everything behind him, maybe a midfielder who's got forward and behind people. So I see the game quite quickly. I think one of my strengths as a player is my communication, how I'm able to do my own job and help others with their job all at the same time. So that's something I'm working on. I think for me, yeah, the biggest thing though is just reading the game, and Rick was really keen on me being able to be in the middle of the field. He said, you're doing your job quite well. He said, but we also need you to, you know, help others, and that's the sign of a good leader, who can do your own job at a very high level and also help our team to win. So that's what I've been working on.
Have you had to give someone a rev up at half time?
Yeah, a few times. I'm quite a relaxed leader. I think I'm very keen on making it all about the team. I don't get involved in individual battles very often, that's on the field or off the field. But I think the thing that I'm improving on is reading situations and individuals in our team, and I think I'm starting to learn when we're in a good state of mind and when we're not. And I've given a few sprays. A few of the times I've been told I should do it more. The guys are keen on me not just you know, trying to be nice and friendly and make it all about the team all the time. They're saying that because I'm such a good leader, I need to maybe get involved a little bit more when it's required. I think that's a hard thing because we all have such good mates in the team. But yeah, I've given a few sprays, a couple recently in the Aslan Shah that the boys were probably a bit didn't see coming, but I think the team required it, and especially we're, you know, 90, 97, 98 days out from Rio. If I don't say something now, I'm going to regret it from the rest of my life, I think, and probably the guys will as well. So for me, it's about choosing those times, making it really clear, but also following up on it. That's what we've been working on as a group.
So how do you cope as the captain if you're injured?
Yeah, it's really challenging. I haven't missed too many tournaments. The two that I have missed is the Oceania Cup, where I went in an assistant coaching role. Very, very nice experience for me. I went there, a few of our coaches were out for different reasons, so they took me over as a kind of mentoring assistant role. That was really interesting. And I missed the Champions Trophy at the end of 2014 when Luca, my second baby, was born. So quite hard to sit at home, especially when you're used to playing such an influential role within the team. But I think for me it was just about supporting the guys that were put in the role, trying not to influence the ways that other people want to do things. I think that's one good thing about having a leadership group, is people hear a different voice and they do get some different opinions. So I didn't try and overtake it all, but I just tried to help the guys that were in the captaincy, the leadership group at those two tournaments. And I think just trying to show them that it's not as easy as people think, just to give a team talk before a game and yell at someone at half time. It's quite difficult. So for me, yeah, it's just about trying to make everyone better. And I learned some things as well watching, which was quite nice.
Mark, you've got a couple of little ones there, and I'm sure they're a handful, but what's your philosophy on bringing the boys up? What are your plans?
Yeah, I think it's really important. One of the things that I'm really proud of is being a good family man, being a good father. I think for me, the two of these guys and one more coming in June give me a nice outlet away from hockey, and it's given me a nice balance since 2011 when Flynn was born. I think at the moment for me, I'm just really proud about being a good role model. It's something that I think is important for me as a father, but also as a international hockey player. Our role in hockey in Australia, we don't get a lot of media focus, but I think what we need to do is always be seen to be doing the right things and promoting our sport and being an athlete in the right ways, and that's something I'm really passionate about. I'm an ambassador for a company that's about safe social media for kids. I'm involved in another charity about mental health and awareness and things around that side of it. So for me, I'm just trying to do what I think is right, and yeah, being a father and parenting is really important to me, and yeah, they're a very big part of my life.
Mark, it's been a pleasure catching up with you, and while you finish tidying up the garden, I want you to tell us a little bit about your ambassadoring for things like suicide and kids' safe internet use and things.
Yeah, I'm an ambassador for a couple of companies. One is called eBuddy. It's about it's a safe online platform for families and kids, just about safe social media. For me, it's really important. I have young boys, 2 under 4. My family lives on the East Coast away from us, so to have eBuddy and the use of that is really important. We can post things on a fridge where grandparents can see things, tell the kids what they're doing, and we can send photos and stuff, so that's pretty cool. I think also a really important one for me is I'm an ambassador for Live In charity. It's quite new on the scene. It's just about mental health awareness. Really important, I think, for sports people to be good role models. And I think why I'm really passionate about it is because everybody thinks sports people don't have any issues in their life, and that's not true. We go through a lot of the things that any 32-year-old like me would go through. I'm a father, I have jobs I have to do at home, I have issues with sport, but also with my family life that I have to deal with, and that's really important for me to be a good role model.
Mark, lastly, domestic violence. It's a big news item, and I see you getting behind that. Is it something that you've had personal experience in your life with, or just a great cause?
No, I haven't had anything personal in my life. I just think that we're at a stage in the world, especially in Australia, where we're just doing stupid things for no reason, and people are getting killed, getting hurt by it. For me, things like keep your hands to yourself and some of these campaigns are just excellent. We just need to get more and more information out there, more and more awareness, and we need to stop people doing it. So I'm a young male, I've got 2 young boys, and I just hate seeing it all. So really for me, it's just about doing the right thing for the right reasons, and the people that are doing this obviously aren't thinking before they do it, and they're not the ones that unfortunately pay the consequences at the end. So for me, it's just a part of the world we need to clean up, and something that I'm more than happy to help out in any way with.